Historical relics whisper tales of China's thousand-years-old civilization amid the winds and sands of the western regions. Yet, countless precious cultural heritages in this land have faced unprecedented calamities in modern history. In the 19th century, the powerful warships of Western powers forced China's doors open, bringing political and economic invasion and cultural plunder. After the Opium Wars, these powers imposed unequal treaties, seizing Chinese territory and resources while greedily pursuing the treasures of Chinese artifacts. Explorers shipped many relics overseas in boxes under the guise of research, and finally they became exhibits in foreign museums. These artifacts, which embody the essence of human civilization, were forcibly taken from their homeland under foreign powers and scattered across the globe. Their fate represents one of the most painful chapters in modern Chinese history. Here in Xinjiang, an important node on the Silk Road. It was once a dazzling place where Eastern and Western civilizations converged. However, in the early 20th century, this land became a hunting ground for Western adventurers chasing wealth and fame. I arrived in Ruoqiang County, located on the southern edge of the Taklamakan Desert, home to the world-renowned lowland civilization.
说现在它这就是那边，大概的那边。
Standing on this land, I find myself on the ruins of an ancient city from 1,000 years ago, where the sounds of camel bells once echoed and merchant caravans bustled continuously. Yet the scene before me weighs heavily on my heart. Crumbling walls and scattered bricks seem to silently narrate the story of a history that has been plundered. In Ruoqiang County, there lies a mysterious fortress, Loulan. It frequently appeared in many ancient Chinese poems, but mysteriously vanished from history around the 5th century AD, leaving behind a series of unsolved mysteries. The Milan site, once the royal city of the Lowland Kingdom, served as a military stronghold and a center for agricultural production. Legend has it that the famous Han Dynasty general Ban Chao was stationed here 2,000 years ago, leading soldiers to cultivate wasteland and construct irrigation channels. A local proverb says, "Farming is like gathering gold, and irrigation channels are like lifeblood." Archaeological experts have discovered remnants of ancient irrigation channels here, including a main canal, 7 tributaries, and several smaller ditches, covering an area approximately 6 kilometers east-west and 5 kilometers north-south. This evidence confirms that people at the time irrigated crops such as wheat and grapes, providing supplies for caravans along the Silk Road. However, with the disappearance of Loulan, these sites have been buried by the sands of the desert.
这次就是那边开始就一直。真的。油灯这边，我跟你说一下，这个在就是古城堡。进来嘛，下去我看一看嘛。
好，下去咱们。这个买提师傅，这是真正的这个楼兰守护人啊。 有兴趣的可以看一看中央电视台那个专访的那个片子。麦提师傅，今天是非常大的荣幸，感觉非常幸运，有麦提师傅带领我们看一看这个我们的这个米兰古城。
这个它的高度是在30米。
30米啊，这个是过去用作什么用的？
以前就是军事连，就是以前当兵的他们待的地方。
哦，当兵的待的地方。哦，像要塞。
它的上面是给医生、护理是你夯起来的，一个一个夯起来的。这就是这边。 都在就是啊，当时在它上面有30米的塔没了，这边就是交接的地方。
交接的地方，
当时在这边就是过来过去的人，这是交接的或2个人在就是过来互相在给他们买东西啊、换东西啊。
物资补给
就在这个位置，
就在这个位置。这是从内地过来的部队吗？就是相当于比如说汉朝的时候。
汉朝的时候在这，他们这就是过来的人，都在交接以后，他们在买东西嘛，换东西啊。
换东西。哦，是这样。好，咱们接着往前走。你在楼兰8年在那里边干什么呀？就是看。
保护。
今天真幸运啊，有这个 这个资深的这个楼兰的曾经的保护者，就现在就在咱车上。那是楼兰吗？我去，这是当年你在这上班的时候拍的，太漂亮了。
Mehmet is one of the few guardians of the lowland ruins. After the site was permanently closed, he moved to the ruins of the ancient city of Milan. For nearly a decade, he has lived almost every day in the desert remnants of that uninhabited area, silently protecting humanity's history and civilization. In his eyes, those ruins are living entities. He remembers the stories of every site and knows the origins of each pottery shard with his hands and heart. He safeguards those ancient city sites and preserves a memory that spans over 1,000 years. Additionally, the ancient city of Milan was a significant node for the transmission of Buddhism to the East. From the 3rd to the 4th century, it was the Buddhist center of Lowland. In December 1906, British explorer Aurel Stein conducted investigations and excavations at the Milan ancient city site. Inside a stupa, he discovered a mysterious mural depicting a half-human, half-bird creature, resembling angels in Christianity but originating from Buddhist art. Scholars speculate that this may be a result of the cultural fusion between East and West along the Silk Road. It is said that these angels are deities protecting the Dharma, offering shelter to passing merchants and monks. The discovery of the mural shocked the world. Legend has it that while excavating in Milan, Stein encountered an elderly local man who told him that the murals were gifts from the heavenly beings, and anyone attempting to take them would be cursed. However, Stein disregarded this warning and ultimately cut out 7 well-preserved murals to take back to Britain, causing a stir in the European cultural scene. These murals are now housed in the British Museum.
This is a temple.
这是寺庙，佛塔应该是。
它的翅膀，2个翅膀可以看到。
Among the ancient ruins is China's earliest Buddhist stupa, characterized by a smooth, thick cylindrical top resembling ancient fertility cult totems. The guardian of the ancient city informed me that this is the West Great Temple, where Stein discovered the winged angel murals. Considerable structures surrounded and above the cylinder in the 1960s, but due to poor preservation, they gradually collapsed in the 1970s.
这个壁画，
就在这边拉出。
就是在这儿盗走的。一听被人盗走不好受。这些个一个个的夯土的这些个堆，
以前这是他们的房子。
啊，
他在这边，这就是以前的就是佛的位置。不是两卷的地方，就是不能进那里面。
我们不知道，看里面有人踩得进。
没看完那个写的。
这多少年？
它的每个佛坑里面以前有佛像，这是每个佛坑，在那里面。它的佛头没了。
佛头已经没了。
以前佛头没了，它的每个佛坑里面以前有佛像的。
以前有佛像。
佛像都没了，这壁画。
这个佛头是被盗到大英博物馆。
大英博物馆
已经被盗到大英博物馆的那个佛头。你有没有想过有一天到大英博物馆去看看这个佛头？你说我保护着这么多年，我作为楼兰守护者、守护人，我保护了这里这么多年，然后我只见过他的佛身和一些剩下的东西。这个佛头都是过去古代的时候
的那种的那个壁画。
古代的时候，这些围墙留下的这些围墙，实际之前都是完整的，然后都有壁画。那个壁画也被盗走了吧？
盗走。
那整体这个现在咱就是据咱们考证，现在大概这个东西是多少年了
？2000多年了。
2000多年就是基本上还是就是，
现在原的位置上看呢，它以前的没钢筋嘛，不是？它用的材料就是红牛，一层红牛一层泥。
可惜了。
我父母他们来了38年了，他们在这儿同根戍边。
Speaking of the guardians of Lowland, there is another group of people who also silently protect this land.
因为本身楼兰古城也进不去嘛，那这样的话，米兰古城我觉得就够了。
它和楼兰大同小异，都是一样的建筑，有蒙古族，有希腊人、罗马人、欧洲人、印度人，人家曾经都在这个地方。 你看当时斯文赫定他们来的时候，1900年的时候，连外面的水草这些都还有。你看中原的房子，其实咱们复原的那个房子就完全按照片来的。
这看样子罗布泊，并不是来之前想象的戈壁。要是看照片的话，以前的还是绿洲。
1900年的时候拍的时候
，1900年、
1900年、1907年的时候都有水。因为斯文赫定最比斯坦因先来嘛。斯文赫定是一个地质学家嘛，他最擅长的就是画地图嘛。为他画出来的地图精准度是90%几。他是唯一一个咱们中国就是准许进到里面的
外国人
也就是说，他和咱们中方的徐秉昌、袁复礼他们共同组建了一个西北科考团。那个时候我们没有车队，我们比较落后。那个时候清朝末年，咱自己的家都保不住了，所以他们就以探险为由来闯入进来。但是他是唯一一个我们允许过来的。
就是国民党允许。
国民党允许，然后因为他有车队，我们要借助他们的车队进到罗坡深处，要不然我们就会有生命危险。
对。
人家是有这个经验的，他来了很多次，这个斯文赫定，一辈子没结婚，然后没有孩子，就为了这个考古这一块奉献了一生。
探险家。
然后这些都是他们当时进来的车队，你看轮子都跑坏了多少个，所以当时这个里面的环境是比较恶劣的。
1974年才沙化。
对，1974年沙化，但是1964年的时候，这个旁边有个生产建设兵团，那个时候64年才组建起来。早期它是在属于若强的一个农场，就是那个时候是国民党在管，属于一个米兰农场。然后当时300-400号人，9个民族呢。然后慢慢扩大到现在，这旁边又有8000多人了。
所以您的那个父母亲很伟大。
是的。
他们那个兵团那一代老人，撇家舍业跑到这里建设。
当时就是把孩子都丢在家里，然后就来这里的时候就在地底下挖个洞，我们叫地窝子。然后就在地底下住。你看这个沙尘暴。你看一直到跟前来了，就这样子的。你看把我们古城都快埋住了。
没见过这样的沙尘暴。
没见过是吧？
没见过这样的。
叫个外卖。让师傅给我们带过来，10公里以外才有。所以就我们4个在这守。
现在就你们4个吗？那条件有点艰苦啊，我感觉是不是有点冷啊？你们
这里面没有空调呀，也没有暖气啊。
那你们真是太辛苦了。
There are a total of 33 cities named Milan around the world, spread across Europe, North and South America, Asia, and Africa. Among them, Milan in Italy is the most famous, having once been the capital of the Roman Empire. It is said that the mayor of Milan, Italy, planned to establish connections with all cities named Milan globally to promote cultural and economic exchange and cooperation. However, it is regrettable that the ancient city of Milan in Xinjiang has long been buried under the sands and lost in history. The disappearance of the ancient city of Milan may not be a coincidence. Less than 300 kilometers from Luoqiang County, another millennium-old relic is hidden beneath the sand. It is said that many mummies from 2,000 to 3,000 years ago are buried there, their faces still clear, as if telling ancient stories. The Xinjiang mixed noodle carries the love for life among the local people, and is also an indispensable flavor in the daily lives of the local Uyghur community. The soul of the mixed noodles lies in the rich sauce that perfectly blends everything. What surprised me even more was that, after traversing the vast sea of sand and arriving in Qiemo County, one of the most remote counties in Xinjiang that's surrounded by the desert, I randomly saw a Japanese restaurant. It is a wonderful fusion. The ancient Silk Road brought different cultures here, and today this small town still maintains an open and inclusive attitude. Perhaps it is this blend of diverse cultures that makes this land rich in human historical civilization and charming from ancient times to the present. The following day, I visited the ruins of the ancient city of Qiemo. To explore it, I had to drive into the desert with the Guardian, and I would say this site was even more astonishing than the ancient city of Milan.
无城区的话嘛，全部沙漠。
全部沙漠，沙漠进去不会有什么风险吧？
市区嘛可以。
市区可以就行。 怎么称呼您啊？叫您的名字？
叫木撒江。
木撒江，木撒江大哥。进入沙漠地带了。
Tiamoor was one of the 36 states of the ancient western regions. According to records, it was a small city with a population of only 1,600 people 2,000 years ago. However, with the opening of the ancient Silk Road, it gradually became the land of jewels, which was an important trading hub for currency and jewelry.
哦，这是也是重要文物啊，这个地方。但是咱们有这个古墓的管理人员木撒江大哥带咱们来看一看。哦，都葬在这里。
2600年原来的。
2600年以前的。他们是自然死亡还是？
自己死的。
自然死亡。哦，不是说被人害的，不是。哦，就是自然死亡。
外面嘛多得很，还没挖出来呢。
还没挖出来，多大？哦。
一家人说的。
这是一家人。那他们是一起死亡的吗？不是吧？
一起死的。
一起死的。一起死的怎么是自然？
这个原来的房子嘛，房子那个上面全部沙漠，他们出不来。
这是他们的房子。风沙来了之后，他们没有出来，一夜之间一家全都去世了。哦，中间的这个他是最后一个去世的，应该是他把其他人摆好，就是去世一个摆好一个。你看，有的给他们穿上衣服，有的给他们盖上东西，包括孩子，这是一大家子，他是最后一个去世的。
In folklore, Tiamoor is known as a ghost city, appearing and disappearing mysteriously in the desert winds and sands for centuries. Legend has it that over 30,000 lowland people fled here to escape war. But with the disappearance of the ancient city, these lowland people vanished without a trace, as if they had evaporated from the world. Along with them, countless treasures from the land of jewels also disappeared.
我跟说了嘛，3000年原来的。
几千年前的东西，现在在我手里。这像是陶瓷之类的瓦片。
原来那个
碗，原来的碗啊，多得很。这样东西多得很。因为过去这里是居民区啊，所以它这个有很多他们的这个生活用品的这种留下的遗迹和痕迹吧。这个就是应该他们过去喝水的这个水杯。
For centuries, countless treasure seekers rode camels and brought provisions, venturing deep into the heart of the desert, attempting to unveil the mystery of this enigmatic city. 50 years ago, 5 treasure hunters came close to the truth. They found the ancient city, but a sudden sandstorm buried everything before they excavated. They escaped with their lives, but the mysterious ancient city vanished once again into the vast sea of sand, leaving no trace behind.
整个秦末古城太大了，完全转肯定是转不过来了。感觉到这地方应该是宁静致远，但是你掩盖不住内心的这种心潮澎湃。过去这个西域36国的文化，过去几千年前，人们生活在这个地方，他这个用的这个碗我都亲手的碗的碎片都放在他手中，你真真正正的你是感觉到 有一种时空交错感。但是要感谢这里的守护者们。平凡的地方，平凡的岗位，做着不平凡的事情。
每个人都很平凡。
The scars of plunder are indelible marks on this vast and desolate land. But still, there is a group of individuals who protect the memory of history day after day. They are the guardians of the sites, safeguarding cultural relics from further destruction. They are the generations of desert cores, who have built the region's prosperity from barren land. Every brick and crop carries their hard work and dreams on this soil. As I stand on this land today, I see the crumbling walls of the ancient city and the countless ordinary people crafting extraordinary stories. Their commitment and sacrifices embody the spirit of Xinjiang and are an essential part of our human heritage.
Lowland，楼兰小河都在那儿守着，
知道，
住在那个坟堆旁边，
胆子比较大，
好长时间，
胆子比较大。看了他住的那个房子，他是好像那个土坑一样，就进去是，哎呀，
在里面
一住就这么多年。
最早的那一批人来，屯人都是住的那个地窝子，都是在地底下挖个洞住里面。那个时候环境太恶劣了。